You have my sincere gratitude on behalf of the Frostmoon Scions.
Oh boy!
These animals have lived their whole lives in this forest, naturally. This one says to eat as much as you wish, because it's the top fruit finder.
Awesome! Thanks so much! Since we still no news about Rarer, though. If only he was gone for good. But with all the trouble he stirred up before, there's no way we've seen the last of him.
Hello! You must be the traveler in Paimon? Mr. Flynn has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at—
A wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh! We better get over there, right away! Come on, let's go!
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This...
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon wasn't...
He's not seriously still getting stronger?
Ah, everyone's here already. Hey, we We made it!
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike, but it's like he just vanished into thin air. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol.
And we're sure that Rerir... Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reikir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a...
Traveler, there wasn't a shred of sanity left. Nothing but madness and rage.
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started... Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it. Oh.
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by... Unless something went wrong. His whole resurrection...
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have...
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality.
That actually sounds about right. He was...
There are many unanswered questions here. He could, besides his name and title, we know little about...
Exactly. And we wouldn't even... I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nod-Craya, we still wouldn't find more...
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. But if we want to investigate him, we have no idea where to look. Last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us. And we... Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it. What are we supposed to do against a threat this big?
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the quarry, I'd say it's likely he'll target other places, somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla.
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis. However, it is worth noting that these two locations...
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rerir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki, not fighting us to...
Wait, why he see...
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki.
That's right. Yes, it could well be a
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we don't have much choice, right? We're in a race against time here. And if we do run into Rear...
That's when you follow the third rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the third...
I don't know. Did I?
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rerir, do not pursue him.
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Ineffa, let's go!
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he might be hiding. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Oh, I hate...
So, you guys didn't find anything?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flints?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, he almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that or
He's been biding his time for a while now. The question is...
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment.
All we can do now is hope that Aino and Anefa turn up some leads. Darn it! Wait, he's actually here? I did—
No. Silver Moon Hall! The Lady Kutar might be in danger!
Let's get over there! Quick!
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now you shall plunge into darkness. Thalindus, soon I will find a way.
Watch out!
Made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional...
I have a When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. We weren't there for the whole thing either.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started.
Kutar, can you shed any light on...
Kutar. Cross-checking database.
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no.
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon. And just as I've never met that person before. But why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say.
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you. But right now, devising a counter-strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this—
A counter-strategy? We don't stand a chance against him. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world. No, I can't say that. Come on, you—
Running is our only—
Huh?
You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have?
Well, I mean...
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to make...
Wait, what?
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the... What is it, Lau? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess.
We can't just roll over and let him get away.
Yeah, we can't just call it... Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor...
Rir's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But...
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scions, so they would make self-centered wishes. Force you to accept meaningless offerings in return. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much reflection, I've realized that any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope, you were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps it will...
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little... Very well then.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant.
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now, rejected by the world. My power is dwindling, like a lake.
What do you mean, reject?
The 3 moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has... The 3 moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the frost, yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So on our but this method of recovery is painfully...
It's the Wild Hunt! Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation.
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's...
Observe. Be silent.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Protect. Defensive mode engaged.
Observe.
They just keep coming. This is driving me nuts.
The rear's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kutar's help to escape! This goes on much longer.
Be silent. Night falls.
Forest, protect us with one heart.
Preparing for dust-up.
The night comes. Close your eyes. Be silent. Close your eyes. Fear the dark.
Being done.
Annihilation mode.
By the frost moon bow.
Observe.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir? Whoa! You're Varka? Grandmaster?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole.
Oh, is that where I think?
That's the one. Come on, move!
Wow! Where are we? This is...
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nod-Kraya, and a contact hub for the Northern, aka the black market of intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are in Nod-Kraya, but as an expeditionary force on foreign soil, working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on... Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nod-Kraya should be pretty... Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand...
We've heard all... You look way younger than Paimon expected. But...
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsvartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into
Another?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him my squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the...
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power.
Note to self, Uncle Varka's strength rate.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nod-Kraya? Why has the wild hunt returned in human...
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this wild hunt activity in Nod-Kraya, that's a lot to take in.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. You stood with us against the wild hunt, and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe. And
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the wild... But now that a new variable has come into play...
A new variable?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. The wild hunt is like an unrelenting force of nature. That said, while I know I was explaining everything just now, some of the points...
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also... I don't know who or what could pull something like that off.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nod-Krayan Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki...
Oh. No.
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps... Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsvartnir was because but once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was... I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari, Nod-Kraya of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what...
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. If we can't beat him... To my knowledge, the bulk of Nod-Kraya's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rerir in his current state.
What if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense. I now bear the Frost Moon's power. And
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon.
that's right. If we can find the iridescent...
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps...
According to my analysis, this solution is feasible. However, it is subject to...
I know a way, but... we will need to visit the Fatu...
The Experimental Design Bureau?
Yes. I must...
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted.
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises them. The wild hunt has plagued Nod-Craya for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good...
It's true. We still know. If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we would...
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Nod-Craya has a clue, and she has info.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstaking.
Ah! She hurt me!
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business.
Details. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. Given the severity of the situation, we can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for a little...
Wait a sec. How did you even... Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact...
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nod-Craya without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig. Of course, I know.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's into...
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis.
So you're just going to sit this...
Why should I get involved?
What if we told you?
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better...
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But then again, if you insist on compensation, I will pay you.
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moon chanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless your plan...
Boss, just a thought. If things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir, if this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be... If there's any way we can make
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to... You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda, Flynn's. That fragment that Rerir was after.
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some...
Wait! You...
Shh. This is...
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can count on you. So we'll leave... And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find... I'm in for this part. No matter...
Count me in.
Come off it, you two! Quit playing here! I'm way ahead of you here! Inepha did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nod-Craya. So as long as the rest of you keep...
I like it.
No biggie.
All right, then. We'll split into Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the...
Lady Damselette. Wait. And you two? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this...
Huh. You really think...
We're not looking for any trouble.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted few out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against? We'll let you leave in one piece.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me...
No.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be...
So tell me, actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Huh? You mean...
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nod-Craya are me and...
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first... Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before some...
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? Like first Rosaline, now you? I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than the multi-centenarian goddess?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it...
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you... Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia, have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time...
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my team meant that back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so...
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated... It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as... The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you, but if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real.
Guess that's our cue to leave?
That might be your plan, but it...
Huh? What?
See for yourself.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is...
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this.
Wait, what? You want us to leave? leave you here by your...
You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friend. Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or you... Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation.
I know.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense is rubbing off on you. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creatures.
Paulownia, get it!
I've upgraded Paulownia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not here. Where did...
Hey, over here!
Curse it. Moon, go. Keep searching. She...
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past? It almost looks...
Good deduction. But it's quite a different effect.
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits. Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure compass.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it...
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've never faced Rarir myself. But from what you've told me, his power is beyond... I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never...
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets.
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power... And also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral. Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important...
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rarir, is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rain. That shady merchant who sold you an overprice...
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hey.
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it...
Dori Sangama Bay?
If you want to make it big in Nod-Craya, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer, it was backward, and wouldn't you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life. I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that, plus any other friends you send my way, will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble. I've got everything.
You guessed correctly.
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the academy. At the very least, I need to know what kind of a...
What if I told you it's someone with the power to...
Is that so? Then we really...
You're...
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planned. If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here.
Then, let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over and serve yourself up on a silver platter?
Of course not! I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No.
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one. A win-win situation.
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 Mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all.
See you later! You're my favorite.
Excellent. Everything is well and true. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. So remember, don't be frightened. Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from surprisingly humble unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Anyway.
Hi, Reverie. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as ever. P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin rack.
They didn't sign their name, but they must have been close. Sounds like they were...
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, but if he invites me again.
The Lindis. That's the...
Grain imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lab-grown variety? I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the...
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. That would explain why they use so much stone in their building. They even use alchemically modified strains for food.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere.
Making a big purchase. A professional. No wonder he's so good at covering his tracks. Despite what he's become, it seems like he's Did Rary rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that the burial place of a fallen moon, a withered, windless... It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't...
This is just trivial sentimentality from the burial place.
Reverie, over...
Dane! Oh, and,
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of...
He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even...
Well, so, what are we discussing?
Hey, don't look at me.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you...
Who'd have thought the Great Twilight Sword was an even greater gossip?
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have...
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing you...
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. but I'll need to pick the right time and place.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. A member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story. Does the king himself even know?
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Me? Same old, nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Ved?
It's nothing.
Vedifulnir, Dainsleif's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as... And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about... Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother? Or just another... Why did he react so strongly?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. Perfectly normal. Now, as frightening as this monster is in the present...
You're back early.
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good...
Vedifulnir showed up today, too. You know, Dane's...
Ah, Mr. Vedifulnir. Yes, I've heard of him.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept...
So, you're worried? We're nobodies. Why would the visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position... You worry too much, Rerir. We've been together for...
So, you...
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobody.
All right. Take your... Nobodies. Sounds about right. Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in it. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under... A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even considered a gentler approach. And what becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever... Thelindis? It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together.
See? You just need to stay positive, Rib. I can feel your warmth, your breath. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no...
You're right.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to tell.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you...
Relax. Oh, seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes with that. Besides, they're...
All right. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services. By giving the impression that he was just an ordinary member of the... He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancé to know about his other life. Then again... Who'd have thought we were... Let's dig a little deeper.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Rehir of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon, and 67 accomplices.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger on.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the All-Seeing Khaenri'ah, has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth, choosing instead to...
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance. And that's exactly why they keep many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happens, that's...
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners? That your hands are...
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my merit.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. These are no helpless Take care, Rehir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting.
Thanks, Thorkel. Thalindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call... Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some court secret? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the visionary and I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't... Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second.
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rerir. You're in for it. Big time.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you in?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of them are as pretty.
For someone so young, you sure?
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying. May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you...
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching out. Not long ago, the Rehir of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And...
Wait. Hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his name is Rerir. And he claims to be one of the king's...
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But
why are you telling...
Simple.
How strange. Rerir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened. Why would her memories appear in his The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to call it a day.
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start
I had no idea you could do. I gotta admit, though, I'm itching.
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only allows... Luckily, we managed to learn quite a lot.
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing okay, especially the group with the Traveler.
If you're worried about them, go see how they're...
If I know Boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all coherent.
Solidify!
Right now. Emerge. Right here.
Gather!
Let's dance.
Bow your head. Be sanctified. Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into your possession.
Abandoned property belongs to whoever finds it first. Ah, my apologies. This
Right here. Emerge.
I'll protect us.
Settle down!
Right here. Emerge.
Silence! Bow your heads.
Abandoned property belongs to whoever finds it first. So, it's legally yours now.
Order guide you.
Right now. Emerge. Right here.
Settle down. The tides beckon.
Right now. Emerge. Right here.
Bow your head.
Is it what you wish to find? Hopefully the excitement of opening a treasure chest has at least made it a worthwhile experience. Abandoned property belongs to whoever finds it first. So, it's legally yours now.
us, they'll run straight back to Rare. And once he knows we're here, they might not have seen us yet, but that's it. If they spot us, they'll run. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted. Phew, that was a close call. Watch out! They're coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, they're so into these things!
Fire.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no! There's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the freedom comes at a heavy price.
It's Arlecchino!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the house.
It's been a while, Arlecchino.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Whatever. He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you...
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you see I'm busy? Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
I'll consider... Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire.
Then let's start downstairs. You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some...
Right now, right here.
Stabilize! Silence! Bow your heads.
forever.
This is order. Stabilize.
Right here. Right now.
Bow your head.
Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into your possession.
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing.
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Aino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time.
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to...
I see. But first, who do we have here?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before?
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbinger.
You're well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nod-Craya, and yet the people...
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am, too.
A Fatui
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess...
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the
Nor does Nod-Craya belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet, things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui... We have our own way of doing things here in Nod-Craya. But ever since...
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will... Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. But she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the...
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that...
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally...
The dregs of the Crimson Moon?
Mm-hmm. In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and eclipse...
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conria. Long, long ago, it is said that the people of Conria worshipped the But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed. Hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the... In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal. What's the matter?
Verfnir, Freindaughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What a...
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistro.
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason...
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can... The Lindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of.
Why do you need to know that? If she was a pure-blood Conrian... Oh yeah! Just like how it would...
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's...
It's possible. But it would take a miracle. That merchant who never knows. Dori Sangama Bay.
Alright then. Let's keep working on our separate traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino. We'll go look for the iridescent moon's marrow. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild hunt at this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too. So I'm thinking...
I'll head back to the curatorium.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on with. Given that the wild hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. I'll hold the fort for now, then discuss our next move with Flint's, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
Alright then.
Well, the clock's ticking, if that's everything.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some... Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we get here?
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, our resident, everything going smooth?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right... Oh, right! Anefa, could you fill in...
Sure. Uncle Varka. You previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the wild hunt, but according to Flint's intel, several outbreaks of the wild hunt had already occurred in Nod-Craya. That was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength.
Flint's, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now, Anefa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal's a deal.
Database updated. Reliability of
They were betting.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hardly...
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides, you still haven't fully...
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment.
Here, this will serve as a good spot to...
Arlecchino, hold up a second! We still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even...
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon. And...
Huh? Are you serious? Isn't... you're a descendant of that Crimson Moon?
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins and smoldered away inside my nose. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of... Exactly. That is why my hands are like this too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. But once I became a harbinger, the jester approached together with my own investigations over the past few years. For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with... Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the... You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return... it hungers for my...
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to...
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far.
Whew. Sounds
Anyway, the rest of my story can wait.
Paimon has a question. So, the Crimson Moon that the... Does that mean that the Conrians were to the Crimson Moon?
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the Abyss. Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the
first time we met, I sensed something when I looked at you. I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye.
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery, and I'd prefer... Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's any other questions... I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letter, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself, you intend to leave it...
That's right. For now, the iridescent moon is already part of who you are.
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started?
When I first became a Harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called Paranhari, also known as Leobranto Inamorata. You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era. But set in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received children from beyond...
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real?
The Crimson Moon Sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose, they made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died and seen a crimson moon. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace you have the book leaves much unsaid." But I suspect that this was their way of...
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would be sealed in a special space that can only be accessed...
But there's no fireplace here! Do you see a chimney anywhere?
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between... Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed they could... In short, I can open a passage to that. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. So I won't be able to come with you. Very well. Then I'll...
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if... Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice. As you're crossing over, no matter what voices you...
Got it!
I sense a sinister gloom inside. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend who has changed beyond all...
Is that the abyss?
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss, and hung up aloft like mummified remains.
Careful! There's something Paimon's right behind you! By the way, Kalamina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Right here. Right now.
Solidify!
Emerge. Let's dance.
Huh? Huh? For real? That's a...
No. I'm not. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of... Wait. See that? Huh? Ooh. Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's...
Silence!
Hey! Look at that! Now that the mechanism's Do you think these mechanisms...
Thalindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands.
I hope this isn't ruining date night. Ugh. Mind your own business. Just...
Thalindis? Is that Rear's girlfriend? How come we're hearing... Oh, yeah. So...
The abyss has made this space extremely unstable. Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did.
Whenever I see the waning moon, oh, lifeless damsel, weeping on the mountain crest, for me, of...
Settle down!
Looks like the abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
I'll go ahead.
Right now. Right here. Right now.
the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, if it really does exist. With the Abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to— Oh, Rerir, with every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But you're not the root of the problem. If only I could get my hands on—
Hey look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Elendis' voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow.
It must be. For within it—
And there's no time to look! These things are so crazy! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow! That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! Oh, we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it!
Settle down!
Emerge!
Gather! Silence!
Stabilize!
Yeah!
Gather! Settle down! Hang in there! We're so close!
Stabilize!
Bow your head.
The iridescent moon's marrow. Still burning away like an— If we can purify the abyssal power within. And so—
Huh? At long last. I'm sorry. The moment the moon shattered, my body began to tell me. You look so puzzled. But trust me when I say—
What was that all about? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend. But
Perhaps she took for a fading soul like hers. Our auras must be too similar.
But anyway, we've got the iridescent— Alright. That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel.
Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The Abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart! Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise. What are you waiting for?
We made it! Is that you, Arlecchino? Did you say— Wait, your hands!
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss.
Oh.
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is I was simply holding up my end of the deal. Well.
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now. Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina!
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that your strength has returned.
It's still not enough. Just one more ray of moonlight, if you would. It's okay.
How about now?
At the very least, I won't have to— I want to see him gone from Nod-Craya. The ray here of Solnari and his—
Well, it's good to have something to aim. When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows where. But now, you're full of vitality. Just like the—
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have plans, but whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you—
I appreciate the concern, Columbina.
I knew Nick—
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles she's played, but they're not her real name. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. Up till now, all I'll say is this. All right, that's it from me. I'll get you back safely first, then go meet up with Sen.
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going.
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's all that matters.